Hi guys, welcome to the first lesson of SI Academy with me, Shazini Fami. For our first lesson, we will be looking at a very crucial English writing framework, the 5 W's and 1 H. Now, this framework can be used mainly for English writing but can also be adapted to different types to use for your speeches and other presentations. So, the 5 W's and 1 H is a crucial framework to English writing and speaking. This framework allows the writer or speaker to gather comprehensive information, idea, or knowledge for their topic. It is especially vital when being applied to English writing. As mentioned earlier, it allows the writer to gather comprehensive and factual information for their topic. So, what are the 5 W's and 1 H? Well, who? Who is involved? So, this can be a person, it can even be an animal, or it can be a figurative person, a fictional person. So it's up to the writer or the speaker to identify the who, what. So what happened or what is the subject, when. So when did it occur? So this can be a date such as Monday or Tuesday. It can be a time, 9 a.m. More specifically, or it can be morning, afternoon, evening, night, and it can even be a period. It can be the 90s, the Ice Age, or even a future period. Where did it take place? So this can be a country, it can be a continent, a city, uh, your house, your mall, your school, your classroom. It can be anywhere. Why? So why did this occur? So the cause, the reason, and lastly, how. So how did it happen, the process or method in which it took place. So this is the 5 W's and 1 H. Now, this framework originated and is usually used in journalism, as I said before. However, it is an adaptive framework that can be used in any type of English writing, whether you are trying to write an essay, a fictional work, or journalism. It can be used. It can be used in public speaking to help you draft your speeches to create your presentation. It can be used in research, problem solving, business, and more. We will look at how it can be used in different topics later on. So, a practical example. So, now let's look at a practical example, a basic example in which we can apply the 5 W's and 1 H. So, let's take the sentence: a group of friends went to the mall in their city after school on their bikes on Friday to purchase school supplies for their group project. Now, let us see how this is applied into the 5 W's and 1 H. So, the answer for the who, it's simple, it was a group of friends. Now, we can specify this. So, if the sentence said Adam, Josh, and James, so then the who would be Adam, Josh, and James. So, what? So, what happened? They went to the mall. When? Friday after school. So, both of these can be subjected to the when. So, it can be Friday and after school. Where? So, the city or the mall. So, you can choose one of them or both of them can be as well. So, we can say the mall in their city as the where. Why? So, why did they go to the mall? Is to purchase school supplies for their project. And lastly, how? So, on their bikes. So, we've broken down that sentence into the 5 W's and 1 H. And this information can be used to write a report on the sentence. So, let's recap this. So, who, a group of friends. What, went to the mall. When, Friday after school. Where, a mall in their city. Why, to purchase school supplies for their project. And how, on their bikes. Now, this is a very simple example, but in research, or as the education level rises, we will have bigger sentences to break down, bigger paragraphs to break down. Now, let's try to put this in a journalism perspective. So, in a journalism perspective, let's say someone came to me and told me to go and write an article on a recent event. So, maybe I will choose a recent event, such as, let's say, Trump's or US military actions in Venezuela. So, who would that be? So, the US military, right? So, what happened? They carried off a uh, military military strike on Venezuela. When did it happen? So we got to put the date. I don't recall the date on the back of my memory. So where? Venezuela City. Why? To capture the Venezuelan president deemed a dictatorship. And how did they do it? Through airstrikes and information. So now, using that, we can actually extend it into a bigger piece of writing to make it into a essay or an article. And now, how can this framework be applied to, for example, public speaking? So, for public speaking, not each of this can be applied. So, let's say I'm a presenter and I am going to talk about cricket, the sport. So, what? Cricket, the sport. I can apply it there. So, when can I? So, let's say I'm going to talk tomorrow on a Sunday. So, I can apply the when. And then, why am I going to talk? To educate non cricket playing nations about cricket. So, the why. And how am I going to use a practical example PowerPoint presentation? So, that can be the how. So, the who might not really apply there. The where also might not apply, or I can put it as where at an event hall, but it's not a major point there, right? So, the major point for my speech is the what, why, and how. The where, when, and who are actual minor points. So, it is important for us to note that it is not necessary for us to use all the aspects of this framework all the time. So, the 5 W's and 1 H might not be applicable to all or different topics. So sometimes we might only use 3 of the W's, or sometimes we might not even use the H. So it is really an adaptive framework. The 5 W's and 1 H framework is powerful and effective technique to simplify English writing. It is adaptive and can be used in different subjects and topic, research, business, presentation. As said before, it's really adaptive and it's very powerful. It's simple, very simple and very powerful. So next time you are instructed to write an article about a certain topic, just think of the 5 W's and 1 H. This will allow you to break it down in a manner which you can take it from there and transform it into a essay, an article. If someone asks you to summarize an essay, again, look for the 5 W's and 1 H will allow you to summarize it effectively and impactfully. SI Academy also offers English writing tuition as well. So, for those who want to learn how to apply the 5 W's and 1 H in a more practical basis, you may contact me in the contact information provided, and the prices are adjusted per country. So currently, since we are based in the Philippines, it's stated in the Philippine peso, but it will be adjusted according to country. And we also offer public speaking coaching and presentation. So same thing, if you want to learn different techniques and use it practically, you may always contact me, same contact information, and yet again the prices will be adjusted. So the 5 W's and 1 H was just the first lesson of SI Academy. We will have a lot more English writing techniques we will share with you. We will share a lot more English speaking and presentation techniques, and also general techniques that can be used in both English writing and English speaking. Now, stay tuned for more lessons will be shared on our YouTube page, our Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, all of them titled SI Academy. So, like, share, and subscribe this video if you enjoyed. More lessons on the English writing and public speaking topics will come out, and more subjects will be introduced based on what the audience, what you all need. So, just let us know in the comment what you need. So, this is our first lesson. Let us know if it was helpful. If you want any if you want to clarify something, just put it in the comments and we will reply. So thank you so much for watching. Yet again, like, share, and subscribe for more lessons if you enjoyed, and hope to see all of you on our future lessons. Thank you.